Welcome to episode 8, The Heart's Journey, Honoring Our Path. So today we're going to reflect on our life as a meaningful journey, one shaped by experiences, relationships, challenges, and growth. And while each path is unique, all our journeys are interconnected and they contribute to our complete human story. So I want to talk about how we can reframe our own personal journeys and our own personal stories with compassion. So your journey is a living narrative. Your life story is not fixed, it evolves as your understanding deepens. We often treat our past like a permanent record that's carved in stone, or we label chapters of our life as failures or mistakes or missed opportunities, or perhaps even a wrong turn. And we replay these moments with harsh commentary, like I should have known better, or I really ruined that, or that's where everything went wrong. But your story is not a courtroom transcript, it's a living narrative. So as you grow, the meaning of your experience shifts. What once felt like a breakdown may later reveal itself as a turning point, and what once felt like a rejection may become redirection. What maybe felt like weakness may now look like survival. So, reframing your story with compassion means allowing interpretation to evolve. So, how do you release that comparison? So, when you're comparing yourself to others, you're distorting your narrative. It tempts you to measure your timeline against someone else's highlight reel. We are in an age of social media where we always see the best and never the worst. But no one else has your starting point, your terrain, your inherited patterns, your opportunities, your wounds, or your timing. So honoring your path means recognizing your growth unfolds uniquely. Some lessons can take a lot longer. Sometimes we don't discover until late into our adulthood how we may have grown from a particular situation. And some of these lessons require stillness and reflection. These detours are necessary to build our strength and our resilience, and sometimes we can't see that until a lot later in life. So your timeline is not late, it's not off course, it's just yours. So one of the biggest challenges that we may have is these regrets, right? So regret can feel heavy, but it can also signal reflection. It means you have grown enough to see differently now. So rather than using regret as evidence against yourself, you can use it as proof of expansion, that you've grown. The fact that you can choose differently today means that you've evolved. The evolution itself deserves acknowledgement and not punishment. Remember that your story is still being written, and a living narrative allows for revision, not of facts, but of the meaning. So you're allowed to reinterpret old chapters or change the direction of the plot, introduce new themes, become someone that you never imagined you could be. Compassion for yourself is what makes that transformation possible. When you honor your path with gentleness, you stop fighting your story and begin integrating it. The difficult chapters don't have to disappear, they can become part of your larger arc of resilience and learning and becoming. An example of this is, I went through a lot of pain and I was a bad mother for my family, for my spouse. And while that's a horrible chapter of my life, I was able to sort of take that and turn it into something that was good by using it for my healing practice and then opening up conversations. And so, yeah, it's not a great part of my past, but I can look at it differently now and know that I can do that differently. I can look at what I took away from that and the progress that I've made as a result of that. Would I be where I am today without having experienced that? Absolutely not. I would be on a completely different path. So I need to embrace that negative part of my life because it helped me grow and become who I am today. And that's what we're really talking about. Your story is never defined by a single moment, and it's shaped by your continued willingness to grow and to become your better self. That willingness to grow, that quiet choice to keep evolving, that's courage. That's absolutely courage. So we need to acknowledge that we're not alone on these journeys, we're not alone on these paths, and recognize that other people are just fellow travelers. They're also on a journey, they're also on a path, and they're also needing to go through stages of discovery and growth. When you can view other people as fellow travelers instead of benchmarks, your empathy can grow. So every person that you meet is also navigating some unseen terrain. And it's easy to unconsciously turn the people around us into measuring sticks by comparing our pace, our success, our resilience, our opinions or emotional responses. But comparison narrows our vision. It reduces complex human beings into snapshots of performance. So imagine instead that life is vast. It's a shifting landscape, and some are climbing steep mountains, and some are crossing deserts, and some are rebuilding after a storm. But from a distance, we only see the outline of this movement and not the weight in their backpack, and not the blisters on their feet, or not like the weather that they've walked through before reaching us. So when we see others as fellow travelers, we can replace judgment with curiosity, and we can soften that impulse to compete. We can recognize that the pace that we progress or we grow or we evolve is not equal to our worth or theirs. When we're in uncertain or tense times like we are right now, this shift becomes even more powerful, because people may respond differently to the same circumstances, some with urgency, some with caution, some with anger or withdrawal. And if we remember that each reaction is shaped by personal history and fear, hope, lived experience, we can begin to relate instead of react. So seeing someone as a fellow traveler doesn't mean that you have to agree with them. We all have our own opinions. It means you acknowledge that they too are navigating something real. And it changes the way that we treat ourselves. So you're not falling behind, you're not failing at your journey, you're just walking your path at your own pace on the terrain that you're required to take. Empathy grows when we remember that we're not racing each other, we're just walking alongside one another. And sometimes the most courageous thing that we can do is to offer a little grace to someone else on the path and to ourselves. So let's talk about putting this into practice. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to reflect on your story. Your past holds wisdom. So I would like you to journal or just make some notes or just sit down in deep thought and think about the experiences that have shaped who you are, and focus on what they taught you, not just what happened. So I'd also like you to embrace your uniqueness. This is self-acceptance. Your differences, these are your strengths. So list a couple of qualities or experiences that made your journey distinctly yours and how you can incorporate this into your artwork. Our next one is to practice empathy and listening with presence, and understanding that listening to others enriches our own path. So I want you to listen to somebody's story without interrupting or fixing or comparing. If you're in a position where you can create shared spaces and build community, journeys always feel lighter when they're shared. So be part of a community and share that journey with others. So that might look like just joining in a creative space or having a conversation with other artists, whether this is online or in person, and just listening to stories and sharing the experiences with honor. And when you're in those spaces, don't be shy to express your story and to share it with others. Your art gives form to your experience. Your art is a symbolic and visual representation of you and your journey. And then finally, make sure that we're supportive of others. Again, we're not all on the same path. We're not all taking the same journey, but we all are on a journey. And honoring others validates their humanity. So if you have an opportunity to offer somebody encouragement, especially somebody who's navigating a difficult chapter, say something. Let them know that they're seen and they're being acknowledged, that you hear them, that you see what they're doing, and validate them. It goes a long way to help somebody else, and it feels good for us too. So we're going to move on to the meditation shortly, but I just want to cover a little bit of symbolism that we can use for today, because symbols really help us see our lives with perspective rather than judgment. So some of the symbols that we can consider today, of course, are roads and paths, because we're doing journeys. Horizons, they can represent possibility. Footsteps to represent the evidence of the journey that you're on. Maps, incorporating maps into your artwork or map symbols. Bridges, I love doing artwork with bridges, especially old abandoned overgrown bridges. I have a whole series of those, but they represent transition. Suitcases can symbolize what we carry. Threads can also be a symbol that you can use, and try to incorporate movement, growth, and connection into your artwork so that we can represent our journey in a way that we're not static, and that even with the pauses, we're part of the greater journey or growth, that the terrain shapes you and challenges you, or connection, that your path intersects with others and you're not traveling it alone. So, to close this section off, I want to leave you with a couple of reflection questions. What moments have shaped your journey the most? And what challenges have you experienced that have contributed to your growth? And finally, think about how you talk about yourself. How can you honor your story without minimizing it? So let's go on to our meditation, and then we'll follow that with our featured artist and creating some art. See you soon. For today's meditation, we'll be honoring your path. So I'd like you to find a comfortable position, seated or lying down, whichever allows your body to feel fully supported right now. Let your hands rest somewhere easy and close your eyes if that feels safe, or soften your gaze towards the floor. Take one breath just to arrive. And another, this time a little slower. And one more, breathing in through the nose and releasing fully through the mouth. You don't need to be anywhere else right now. You don't need to figure anything out. You're not behind. You haven't missed anything. This moment is enough, and so are you. Let your body begin to settle into whatever is holding you, the chair, the floor, the earth beneath it all. I want you to imagine a path. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be straight. It's simply the path your life has taken, winding through everything you've moved through to arrive at this exact moment. Picture yourself standing on that path now. Look behind you for a moment. See the distance you've already traveled, the terrain you crossed that you didn't know you could cross, the seasons you moved through, some easy, some brutal, some long and gray with no clear end in sight. Notice the footprints you've left behind. They are evidence you were there, you kept going. Now look at where you're standing. Right here, right now. This exact point on the path, however uncertain it feels, however unfinished, is not a mistake. You are exactly where your journey has brought you. And it brought you here for a reason, even if that reason isn't fully clear yet. Look at the path ahead. Notice that you don't have to see all of it. You only need to see what's directly in front of you. And there, just ahead, the light is enough. Now take a slow breath, and as you breathe in the fact that your story is still being written. And as you breathe out, release any part of you that's been grading your journey, comparing yourself to others, calling it late or wrong or less than. You are a traveler, not a race entry, not a performance. A traveler moving through your own one-of-a-kind terrain. Hold that for a moment. Let it settle somewhere in the body. As we begin to return, I'm going to offer a few words. You don't have to believe them fully right now. Just let them land. Breathe them in gently, the way you'd accept a kindness from a stranger. My path is valid, exactly as it unfolded. I have already traveled further than I sometimes give myself credit for. I release comparison. My timeline is solely mine. I honor the journey behind me, and I am open to what is still ahead. I am not alone on this path. I walk alongside others, each carrying their own terrain, each deserving of grace, including me. Take one final deep breath in and let it go slowly all the way out. When you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Gently move your fingers, your toes. If your eyes are closed, let them open softly. Carry this with you today, not the words, but the feeling. The feeling of your own path as something worth honoring. And thank you for showing up for yourself today.
Today's featured artist is SUIMA, a visionary creator who works entirely in anonymity. No face, no name, no boundaries, only art. Without formal training, SUIMA's journey began in March 2023, when she first discovered the creative power of AI. That moment felt, as she describes it, like a revelation from above, awakening an unrelenting need to express the depths of her emotions through art. In just a short time, her works have traveled the world, from Copenhagen to Tokyo, Paris to Seoul, Rome to Lisbon, and even the Times Square billboard in New York. Though she deeply respects traditional art, SUIMA is on a mission to elevate the artistic value of AI art, transforming it into something profoundly human. Her creations are steeped in themes of solitude, death, despair, and the contemplation of life. Yet within those shadows, faint glimmers of hope always remain. Each piece feels like a dream behind closed eyes, haunting, beautiful, and achingly human. At its heart, SUIMA's art speaks the silent language of the soul, a reflection of what we all long for: meaning, connection, and transcendence beyond the visible world.
Hello everyone. My artist name is SUIMA, and my preferred creative medium is artificial intelligence. My creative process involves several stages. First, I confront my emotions of the day and think about what I want to create. Sometimes the theme or motif I want to work with comes to me quickly, while other times it takes longer. Inspiration often comes from my past experiences. The fact that the imagery in my work is often sad, dark, and chaotic is due to these experiences. But I believe that transforming these elements into beautiful works is where my uniqueness lies. Whether I have a clear vision or not, I begin by entering words to generate initial images. I explore images that match my emotions and then take the time to adjust them. It is a journey to find the one image that stirs my emotions. I generate dozens of images, make adjustments, and sometimes even add or edit elements. Until 2022, I loved art, but only as a source of daily solace. I simply was observing it rather than creating it. In 2023, I encountered image-generating AI, which led to the creation of my first piece. A strong impulse to create art surged within me. Driven by my emotions, I began to create works and share them on social media. Although I started calling myself an artist relatively quickly, I had doubts and struggled with the fear that I might be overestimating myself. However, after winning multiple open calls and having my work exhibited in various cities, I gained confidence in my identity as an artist. It is not art itself, but the act of creating that has had a positive impact on my mental health. When I focus on my work, I am able to achieve an extraordinary level of concentration that surprises even myself, allowing me to forget the trivial stresses of daily life completely. Many of my works are inspired by painful memories from my past, and when I complete a piece that I am satisfied with, I feel a sense of liberation from my traumas. This is truly a wonderful experience. In all forms of creative activities, art in particular acts as an emotional amplifier, and whether it becomes a form of self-care depends on the individual. Art can have a magical, healing effect, but the opposite is also true. For example, becoming introspective and facing your emotions can bring up memories that you may have tried to suppress. It's important to ask yourself if you can handle this process. Additionally, sharing your art with others requires even greater mental strength. It means opening yourself up to criticism and exposing your vulnerabilities, which can be challenging but also rewarding. However, I don't want to discourage anyone too much. Ultimately, I would say, start by enjoying the process and see where it takes you.
So let's create some art today. I'm on Wide Worlds in my profile, and we're going to go to our activity. Today's activity is the heart's journey, honoring your path. So I'm going to go into the activity. So I have a generic prompt for today that I want to use across all of the new styles. And that prompt is: a solitary figure stands at the threshold of an unseen horizon, head slightly bowed, one hand open at their side as if releasing something invisible. The air around them holds a quality of suspension, not movement, not stillness, but the moment between. Light falls from an indeterminate source, casting long shadows that reach forward while the figure remains. So we have 4 styles that we're going to do today. They're new. The first one is Futurism, which is actually a combination of Twisted, which is our second style, and an older style that I have called Textiles, which is very futuristic with a lot of lines, horizontal, vertical lines in it. So we'll try that. We'll try Twisted. We also have Dissolved Sadness, and we have a colorful textile art. And you'll also find some of the older styles that are in here, and I may have updated a few of them that I thought would go well with today's theme. So let's go ahead and create our first one in the Futurism style, and then I'm going to select Twisted. We'll try Dissolved Sadness and colorful textile art, which is a little bit of a block print, but also sort of has an embroidery kind of feel to it. So several of the images have come back and we'll review them. So this first one here, this is the Futurism one, which is the combination of textiles and twisted. So we can sort of see that twisted effect taking place in the hair, and textiles we see within the horizontal lines in the forehead and on the chest. This style also has a little bit of a steampunk influence, which is why we're seeing the goggles. So I really like this one. This one came out pretty good. So take a look at the next one. So this one here is the colorful oils, and I think it turned out really fantastic. I like all of these fabrics that are just flowing everywhere. They're sort of like unseen horizon that it talks about. We just sort of have like a void. We don't know if it's a wall, a mist, or just nothingness. So I think that one looks really great. It's very fine art in its nature, and I really like it. Next we have the Gold Elegance, and while it did capture everything I said, honestly, with even the shadow, the indeterminate light source, I'm not really sure that this is the right image for me, so I'm going to run some more. This one here is Twisted. I did run a couple of these, so we really get that fantastical face and hair that's all twisted up. It makes me think a little bit of Whoville and Cindy Lou Who and all of the crazy hairdos. So I think this one's a little fun, but I think we'll try some more. So here we have another one from the Gold Elegance. This one's actually a little bit better. I've got that sadness in it, the long shadow. I do like whatever's going on here with the leaves and the dust particles suspended in the air. So this one's pretty good, but I did run another just in case, and I actually really like this one here. Again, we've got that sort of horizon that goes to nowhere. It's just blank. So I think this piece really captured not only the prompt, but this week's theme of honoring our path and the sense of uncertainty of not knowing what's in the future, but being able to see, a step or two ahead, but the path behind you is clear and you can look back at it and see everything in detail. So I'm super pleased with this image, and I think I might even post this one on Webby just to be able to share it with everyone. So our next one is the colorful textiles, and you can see it's got more of a textured background to it. This one here, very vivid, very colorful. It has a bit of a pop art type influence to it. I think it's a great image. I do like it. The shadow on the ground is a little bit wonky and doesn't quite match, so either I would have to edit it or I would run a few more. So this is another one that I ran for Twisted, and we get sort of like the twisted elements within the face, the crazy horn-like, tentacle-like hair, and she's also got some twists in the fabric that she's wearing. So I'm not really getting what I want from Dissolved Sadness. While it is kind of capturing what I'm talking about, a figure stands at a threshold of an unseen horizon. It's literally a threshold. I think that's why we got a few doorways. So I might need to change some wording. The head is bowed, the hand is out. So I mean, it is capturing the things that I asked for in my prompt, but I'm rather unsatisfied with it. It's not horrible, but I think I'm going to make some changes. So I'm going to change it to a solitary female figure in a long Victorian gown stands at the precipice of an unseen horizon. We'll see if that changes it up enough. And I'm going to change this down to my Dissolved Sadness, and we'll create. And with that change, I might also run the colorful textile again. So I got my image back for Dissolved Sadness, and I do see that it's captured the different elements of my prompt really well. And overall, I think I'm a little happier with this image because she's not standing in a doorway. I think her being in the water, her walking into the unknown, just the symbolism of water in itself, and then all of this fog and mist around her. I think I'm a lot happier with this image as a representation of the uncertainty of our path. And she's still trudging forward through all of this, through the water, through the mist, so she is honoring her path in that sense. So I'm a lot happier with this particular image, and I'm going to keep that one. And let's see what we got for the colorful textiles. So again, I'm a lot happier with this one here. I get a lot more of a sense of her exploring the unknown, her being on a journey. I do like the florals in it. I love the way the waves look. Overall, much happier with this picture here. So I do have some mid-journey prompts that I can share for this week, but a lot of these are more custom styles, so I won't have a mid-journey matchup. Plus, it's been a big week. Mid-journey is releasing version 8, and I haven't really had a chance yet to go and test out styles and whatnot in version 8 to see how they're going to look and what's new and what's amazing. So I'm going to leave that until next week. So I'm just going to share a few favorite styles that I've come across, and I hope that you enjoy them. So before we close off for today, I just want to share this. Honor the version of you that kept moving when moving was the hardest thing you ever had to do. And also honor the version that stopped and said, "Not yet," because rest was required. Rest is how you gather yourself for what is coming. Honor the path that took longer, the one that went sideways before it went forward, the one that people questioned, the one you questioned yourself at 3 o'clock in the morning. Honor it because it was building something in you that the easy road never could have done. Remember that you're not behind, you're not lost, you're not too late. You're exactly where your story needs you to be. Standing on the precipice of everything that is still possible, carrying everything that has already made you. Your path is honoring you. Honor it back. So until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep creating. And I hope you'll join me this coming week on the Hey Peers. We've had some excellent conversations within the group chats. I'm really loving the art that people are bringing and sharing and telling their stories. It's been an exceptional experience on Hey Peers, chatting with everyone, and I hope to see more of you join in the discussion. So I'll link those below, and I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you're kept up to date with new releases. If you'd like to support art therapy and keep this content free, I'd greatly appreciate it. You can do that by joining me on Patreon, which will be linked in the comments below. Patreon members get access to additional resources, guides, ebooks, prompts, and even the opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Don't forget, we'll also have a free live session on Hey Peers every Friday. I'll put the link for that below as well. And you can join us there to talk about AI prompting or your traditional art, share your art, talk about how this journey is for you, and share your experience of healing through art. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.